Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Day Trade with Tony, and this is the Day Trade with Tony Small Account Challenge 2023. So the Small Account Challenge is challenging Tony of Day Trade with Tony, which is me, to grow a small account by trading it on the US stock exchange. We're only trading stocks and shares, equities, if you will. And we took a small account, i.e. just under $2,500 on the 17th of January, $2,500 US dollars. And we are tasked with growing that on average 5% per day or better until we've got what I consider a sizable account of $30,000 or more. Now we will finish out whichever trading month we get to. When we actually hit that goal, we'll finish it out and find out what we can do on that particular month. The way that we're tracking, it looks like we're going to have over $50,000 by the end of March. So that's off a $2,500 account back in 17th of January. So that's just the way we're tracking. So the goal being 5% daily. We're more than double goal today, so we're a little over, well, just under 12%. 11.75% is what we've done today in terms of growth. So we've had a good day. We started today, we had just under $11,500 in the account. We've had a profitable day trading one stock. I've recorded the trade. You'll be able to watch the trade in full, and speeding this up a little bit so it's not going to bore you to tears, but you'll be able to watch the trade in full. And it's $1,325 is the profit on that. So what actually happened? Well, we saw this stock. It popped up. It was news of a joint venture with Mercedes, and it popped up. As it pulled back, I was looking for the continuation. And on the 1 minute chart, there was no continuation. It got a bit choppy. It was a bit of a pullback, and it just gets more of a consolidation phase than anything on the 1 minute. But on the 5 minute chart, it was a textbook bull flag. And the higher the time frame, the more reliable the breakout. That's from my own personal experience. I thought, okay, I'll wait for the breakout on the 5 minute. We got the 5 minute breakout. I entered and was able to trade that and ride that all the way up and make, I'll say, twice gold, more than twice gold. So let's take a look, shall we? So here is Luminar Technologies. Now, Luminar Technologies was moving up, as I say. They had a catalyst of a partnership with Mercedes-Benz, and we got this move up. Now, you can see this on the 1 minute. I'm going to switch to the 5 minutes in a second so you can just see exactly where my entry and exit was and how I actually did that. So we moved up here and we got this pullback. We entered for the 5 minute breakout and was able to ride that up all the way up. And our last exits, we've got these devil horns up here on the 1 minute. So that was just like me. Okay, tweezers. You might call these the tweezers. Some people like to call the devil horns. There's at least a couple of candles between the two wicks, up wicks. So they would call these the tweezers instead. But essentially, it's the same thing. It's the up wicks with the selling pressure. So this is on the 1 minute, but on the 5 minute, it's very clear. I got stopped out, but there was no re-entry because of the tweezers or the devil horns. So let's just take a look at this on the 5 minute. You'll see exactly how clear this is in terms of a pattern for a breakout. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. Quick move up, start to pull back, and we got in here. So this candle went up to 717.5, and I got in for the break of that new high. So I like the whole dollar, so I got in for the break of 720. I was able to ride that up, take some profits along the way, and we got out at the top. Now, even on the 5 minute, we've got the up wick, which is a potential exit indicator or downside reversal indicator. So even on the 5 minute, we've got that there. So we've got the up wick, comes back down, but that's where we got stopped out, was here. So we got in here for the textbook bull flag, breakout, ride it up, happy days, 13.25. So that's essentially, I'll show you the trade. You'll be able to see the 5 minute next to the 1 minute and how it all transpired. You'll see the entries and exits. It's all tagged on the chart, on the 1 minute chart, as to where I got in, where I got out as well. So you'll be able to watch that in real time. And I'll tag that on the back of, well, say in real time. I'll speed it up, as I mentioned, just so that it's not going to take you forever and you get bored. But essentially, that was the trade. It was relatively quick. I say relatively quick. It was about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes of total trading time. Once I got twice goal, I switched over and I looked for an entry on the main account. And it just carried on selling off, carried on pulling back. I was looking for a 5 minute setup, but there just wasn't any. So I didn't trade that on the main account. Now, the main account, wow. You need to check out the video I'm about to drop on the main account, because what a wild day. I mean, wild day. So I went $40,000 down on the main account and I finished green. So go and check that video out after you've checked this one out. Anyway, that being said, where are we? Let's do a quick summary recap. I know I'm repeating myself day after day, but let's have a look at the statistics right now. So February, you can see here 30.25, 8.15 yesterday. So the goal today was 5.75. I'll just put this on for the whole year, and we can see pretty much we've had 2 red days on the small account. We've had a couple of no trade days, granted, that's fine. If you're not trading, it's a break-even day. If you're not going to trade, then you're not losing money, and that's the main part here is that protect the equity. So where are we actually at in terms of profit? We'll be starting tomorrow with $12,500. So it's cost us the $2,500 we started with, plus $1,000 almost in fees and charges so far. So just keeping it real. We're starting tomorrow with a $12,500 account. We've made over $13,000 in profit in a little over a month off a $2,500 account. Now, $13,000, let's say, call it 6 weeks. So 6 weeks, $13,000, let's round that down. It's $2,000 a week. So that is really good earnings off a $2,500 account. So it can be done. Showing it can be done. Of course, someone as aggressive as I am, that has the strategy that I have, and is able to manage the risk the way that I do, and I do have some big swings to the downside and big swings to the upside. And I mentioned the $40,000 in the hole earlier today, and to come back and be green on the day, same stock. That shows the kind of aggressive trader I am, and I was trading too big to be fair on that one. Anyway, I digress. The point is, the whole point of me trading this small account, much less aggressive than I normally would do, is how I would recommend people trade the account. Now, there's no harm in taking a full-size position. What I mean by a full-size position is having the majority, if not all of your equity, or say all of the equity, or 90% of your equity in a trade. That's fine. You're not risking 90% of your equity. You need to manage your risks, that you're only risking, if you're looking to gain 5%, you want to be risking no more than 5% on a given trade. So today I was looking to make just under $600. So the maximum I was prepared to risk on any given trade was $600 or $500 even. So it's about being modest with the trade selection, being as accurate as possible, taking the A+ setups with just putting the odds in your favor. It's like playing poker. If you want to play the top 6 cards in poker, the chances are you'll reach the final table. And by doing that, being tight, by just dismissing the poor hands, you've got a better chance than the majority of the people in any tournament. Same thing here. Okay, you're basically controlling the odds and manipulating the odds to give yourself an edge against the market. If all you're doing is taking the best setups, then and the high likelihood of them breaking out with the right characteristics, volatility, volume, and the right breakout patterns to come through, then you've got a higher probability of being profitable. You don't have to be swinging for the fences and knocking it out of the ballpark and making $10, $15, $20,000 a day. That's fantasy money. I don't do that, and I'm an experienced trader. I have had $15, $20, $30,000 days, but I've also had those to the bad side as well. And you want to try and limit that. You want to protect your equity. So what I would say is the whole point of me doing this small account challenge is particular for the people that have joined me in the Day Trade with Tony community, that they've taken the course, they're learning my way of trading, but it's very much a do as I say, not as I do. I'm doing as I say on the small account. So I'm trying to show what I can do with a small account, growing at 5% day after day. Anyway, I digress. So $13,000 is where we are. $600 a day, over $600 a day is what we're averaging since the 17th of January. We're averaging about $33,000 shares per day. So put that into context. If I take a 5,000 share position and I buy 5,000 shares and I sell 5,000 shares, that's a 10,000 share position. If I do that with two stocks, that's a 20,000 share position. So what this is saying is on average across the 19, however many days that we've had so far, I'm doing 33,000 shares per day. So that's working out about 16,500 shares in total to the long side. And then so I'm buying 16,500 shares and I'm selling 16,500 shares. So today I was in for my maximum size was about 7,500 shares on LAZR. I would sell 2,500, buy it back, sell 5,000, buy it back. So over the course of the day, I probably did more than the 16,000 that we're expecting in terms of buying and selling. So anyway, that being said, we've got 4 out of 5 trades that I take are profitable. I've got a really, really good K ratio in terms of risk versus reward, 4.39. A good K ratio is 2.0. So 2 is a good. And basically, what this does, it takes your equity curve, looks at your equity curve for the time you specify, and it looks at the trades that you've taken and your risk versus reward within that, what your worst outcome is, what your best outcome, etc., etc. So because I'm being very discerning with my trade selection and also risk reward, I've got a really good risk reward ratio, K ratio there in the small account. So let's have a look at the win-loss expectation here. You can see straight away we had that drawdown a little while ago, but we've quickly got rid of that. We two days that we actually lost money, and we've recovered those pretty much the next trading day. If I look at wins against losses, because I've had a couple of scratch trades as well, which kind of makes this a little bit different, but I've had a lot more wins than losses. So 85% of the trades that are one way or the other are winners versus the 15% losers. Look at the risk reward though, 17,000 in gains versus only 4,000 in losses, which is pretty much a 4 to 1, if you will. So it's almost 4 to 1. In terms of the risk versus reward, which when we go back to the K ratio, it's not far off the K ratio. 4.39 is the K ratio, and we're not far off 4 to 1 in terms of the risk versus reward there. So across the board, I would say the small account challenge is showing how it can be relatively easy to grow a small account to a significant sized account. Now, how many people start with a $12,500 account? Now, I'm starting with a $12,500 account tomorrow. because that's where it takes us. And we started with a $2,500 account 6 weeks ago. So most people start with between kind of a couple of thousand to $10,000, and then they look to grow it. So I'm saying you look to grow it at 5%. You use my motto or my mantra, and you will be consistently profitable, utilizing the strategies that I take. But it's important not to give your profits and not to give those gains that you make back to the market. So you get in, you get green, you stay green, get to goal, and then you get out. Today I got to goal, but I was continuing with the same setup, continuing with the same trade. And once I'd finished with the trade, I got double my goal, I got out. I didn't go for looking for any other trades on this account because not only over goal, I was twice goal. And that's the key, is there's no point setting goals for yourself if you're just going to ignore them. So once you get to goal, you get out and go do something else. You can move to, if you want to continue trading a simulator, trading a different account, whatever it is that floats your boat. But grow your account nicely. At the end of each month, you can withdraw half of your gains, keep half your gains for the growth, and whatever it is that you want to do. There's lots of different ways to do this. What I would say is be patient. Do not be greedy. 5% is more than ample. Over the course of the next few weeks, you'll see that it seems like it's taken a long while to get over $10,000 from $2,500. It took about a month. 5% daily. But the compounding effect of that is that the larger the account becomes, the larger that 5% becomes. So we're averaging $600 a day. Tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for 625, which is pretty much what the average is at the moment. Today we were looking for 575, and we overachieved. I'm averaging across the challenge so far a little over 10%. So we're doing more than what I would expect to do. But by targeting that 5% growth, I'm able to grow the account a lot more. So back at it tomorrow. Enjoy the trade replay here. I'll be back at it tomorrow, now before the market opens. Come join me. Contribute in the chat. Enjoy the live streaming. I'll be streaming all my trades for 60 minutes, for the last 60 minutes of the pre-market session. I'll also be trading for 90 minutes and streaming live for 90 minutes after the bell. So for 2.5 hours of live streaming, come join me tomorrow. And hopefully I'll have a better day tomorrow on the live stream than I did today. But I've totally recovered from huge losses that I took today. And go and check out the video. I'm not going to explain that. Go and check out the video on the main account today and the trade recap. And hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy this replay, as I say, and take care. Stay profitable, and I'll see you tomorrow.
really good enough to do well.
Stop time 13:25. My goal was 5:75 today.
Wow, fantastic.